How's it going, Stogie Palace watchers, viewers, subscribers? Thanks again for all the downloads. I'm thinking about maybe at the 2-year mark, which is about a month away, do a state of the channel kind of video. But today I wanted to talk about cigar ratings. I think I've talked about it before, but I was thinking about doing a video about this, and lo and behold, it became a topic of conversation on another reviewer's website, Colorado CO Fans, which is Cigar Obsession, Brian Glenn. And having to do with ratings, you know, I've gone back and forth on this in my own mind about should I even bother. I do rank them. If you go to my website, which not getting ad revenue there either, so don't worry, I'm not directing you there just for that. I rank them based on what I think of them, and obviously I give scores, ratings. And something he and others had said is true, that I mean, basically the range is really not 0 to 100, it's basically 85 to 100. And for me, anything below 92, I start questioning it. Anything in the 80s, I probably avoid it. The system I use is based on cigar aficionados scale of appearance, burn, aroma, flavor, and then overall. I add strength in there. Not that I grade on strength, but it's something I discuss. But I've often thought about just dropping it completely. I mean, I know my scores are always a few points too high probably, but it depends. I mean, some cigars I was right in line with other reviewers that blog and stuff like that, and I don't know. I mean, if you watch these videos, you know I place a lot of scoring on performance. As far as the flavors go, there are plenty of other reviewers out there that really go to town with the flavors. I mentioned one. There's plenty of others out there. If they're able to do it and they match up with your palate, great. They don't always match up with mine, and I am not the greatest at telling you the best way to get flavors and stuff like that, or what the flavors actually are. Because what's the point? I mean, you're gonna pick up something different probably. I mean, for me, it's like, does it get raunchy? Does it get foul? Does it get bitter? Does it get harsh? Does it burn poorly? Does it draw poorly? All those things. And, yeah. And the rating is, the problem, that here's a trap I'm in, is that since I'm I'm grading on a curve, more or less. So when I'm smoking a particular cigar, I'm thinking, well, I look at the list of cigars I've rated. I don't know how many they are. I haven't counted, 100 more, I don't know. But, and I go, well, no, it wasn't better than this one. But then, memory starts playing tricks on you over a couple years, and I don't keep a written diary anymore of cigars. My heater is really a little too warm here. I told the wife to turn it down, but I think it's going to melt my chair. But, I think on my rankings, that's pretty, well, in my opinion, it's pretty accurate. As far as the number, yeah, go ahead and subtract 5 if you think my scores are too high. But I think in the rankings of it, I think it's pretty legit. I don't know. Everybody has their own way of doing it. The other thing I was going to talk about in the state of the channel was video length, which I know I've talked about before. And, things evolve and people's opinions. And I get a lot of comments, and I appreciate every one of them. And here's how I look at it as far as video length. And believe me, I know the heat I get from some people, one in particular, he knows who he is, about the videos being too long, is that I think he's looking at it from the wrong perspective. In the past, I was obviously a blogger, early 90s or mid 90s on, but I also did a lot of podcasting. Videos new. This channel right here is really the only videos I make. But I was quite a bit into podcasting. And a lot of times those shows would go on for 2 hours. Sometimes they go on for 30 minutes. It all depends on the subject matter. And what they really were, if they were too scripted and I talked too quick, I just didn't feel like it really served the listener very much. I thought of them more like episodes, like TV episodes, stuff like that. Something that you're going to sit down and listen to for a while. Not a Vine or whatever those other things are, quick and dirty, which they have their purpose. Like, for instance, the Should I Smoke This, which are a minute long, I think. Pretty quick, to the point. Great. I love those. That's one style. And then you have mine on the other side of the spectrum, which is I try to be more conversational. The way I look at it is, and when I started doing these videos, I thought about what kind of viewer am I looking for? Well, I'm not really looking for a particular viewer. What it was is, what do I like? What do I want to see? Well, I want to sit back in my comfortable chair in my living room, not in here, although this chair is comfortable too, but in my living room, on my big screen TV, and go through some videos on YouTube or Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or whatever, right? So I want to sit there, and I don't want to have to keep changing from video to the next video. You start branching off in all kinds of crazy directions about what's recommended to see next, right? I want to see an episode, more or less. I want to see a monologue. I want to see somebody get a little deeper into the weeds. One of my podcasts, they wanted me more to talk about, less about technical aspects of something and more slice of life kind of stuff, what my personal thoughts are on it. The main reason why I started this channel wasn't to outdo anybody, because believe me, I don't think I am. Everybody's got their different styles. I just wanted a slightly different style than what I don't think it's slight actually, just different than what I was seeing. I didn't want it to be too formulaic, too repetitive. I didn't want to work too hard at it either, because like I've said 100 times, I have the ads turned off. I got a good laugh out of it. So it's almost been 2 years since I started this channel. I made 3 cents. 3 pennies. That's right. And how that even happened, I'm not even sure. I never had the ads turned on, but I think in the early videos I had music that was copywritten, and it was legally placed because it was YouTube's music that they allow you to put on there. It was popular artists, and ads do pop up for that. That money's supposed to go to the artists, I thought, or somewhere else, not to me. But somehow 3 cents snuck in there. Still not quite clear how. So I don't like the commercials at the beginning of videos. I don't like the banners at the bottom. I don't like having to wait 5 seconds to skip. I don't like having to wait 14 or 16 seconds and force them to watch the entire thing. The people that do it, God love you. I hope you make a lot of money. It's great. But that's not what I was looking for, so that's not what I did. So I basically am getting into the state of the channel right now, aren't I? Because it started as ratings. But I guess I'll end here with asking the question, and you guys are pretty good about commenting. What do you think about scores? So I've already done it for so long that it'd be kind of weird if I just stopped. No matter what I do, I probably will still rank them in order of what I think they are compared to each other. Whether I lean too heavily on the number itself, I don't know. Does the number matter to you at all? I mean, I don't. You have to watch the video all the way through to know what I ranked it or rated it, because I don't put it in the comments. I put very little, and like I said, I'm trying to keep this as simple, clean, and easy as possible to do. The easier it is to do, the more I'll do them, if I have the time. That's usually the bigger problem. What am I smoking here? Well, I'm in between shots of making a video for this cigar, which I used to do a lot more of. I used to make 3 videos at a time sometimes, where I'd have a beginning, middle, and end of the cigar, and in between those shots I would make some other videos about something else, go off on a tangent about something or whatever. Haven't done that as much lately, partially because I'd get into these video chats with people in between, and I'd have to pause that to go back to my video review and make that. But, I could edit the video as I was moving along, as I was progressing on the cigar. That way, in the beginning, I would smoke the cigar, which took an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I'd spend another hour and a half, 2 hours editing it, putting it all together away from here in my office. I am using a camcorder. I don't know if you can notice a difference. The audio should sound better, although I think it might be a little on the loud side. But people were I wouldn't say complaining, but commented that the volume of my voice wasn't loud enough, and it wasn't the actual volume of my voice. It was the microphone on the webcam not picking it up. I'm not a soft-spoken person. But this is the Byron cigar, the Series Siglo 2-1, which, yeah, I'm going to have to go back and record the second part of it because it's kind of doing some funky things. You know me, performance is a biggie. The smoke quality and the taste is great, but it's getting a little wonky here, but side note. Anyway, leave your thoughts. Rating, points, number, waste of time. Some people use 5 cigars. Some people use thumbs up, thumbs down. Would I buy again? Box worthy. Everybody has their own little, not everybody, but there's a lot of different systems out there. And one is, should I smoke this? A simple yes or no question. I tend to not go very low because I tend to try to avoid cigars that I have heard or think that are lousy. I want to get the best ones I can get. I want to try to get the most current ones, which admittedly I'm a little low on the current ones just because I haven't bought a lot of cigars lately. I've been just getting the care package from Cigar Authority, and that's about all because my humidors are full. Anyway, thanks for watching. Chris, Stogie Palace, requesting thoughts. I'll see you later.